Hey, this is Martin from Abacus Whiskers. If you're a teacher, then chances are that you've had a class that don't know each other very well, and you need to find a way to get the conversation going. You need to get them talking to each other because you need that in a classroom. So the icebreaker is the way to go. You can get them pretty much from anywhere. You can make it yourself. What I'm going to show you is our icebreaker pack that we've made that is completely ready to go with no prep required other than perhaps, say, a piece of paper. So I'm going to talk you through some of the games that are included in the Icebreaker Pack and then a couple of other games that we've made and that are available. So if you want something fully resourced and ready to go, then this could be interesting to you. So the Icebreaker Pack has got two truths and a lie. As the name suggests, it's that classic game. Students write down two things that are true about themselves and then they make up a little fib. How you do it is up to you, whether you do it in groups or in pairs or as a class, but the other students have to try and identify what are the two true facts and which one is the lie. Fairly self-explanatory. On our slides, we've explained the rules and given some examples, which should mean that they're ready to go straight away. And next up is Quick Connect, which is kind of like speed dating, but without the romance, because, well, it's for the classroom. So the students have 2, maybe 3 minutes each together in pairs, and then they rotate around so that they get to spend some time with every other student in the class. In that time, they are to ask each other questions, which they can either come up with themselves, or you can give them a list of questions. Our slides have got loads of example questions so that they can use those in case they get a little bit stuck. It should help even the most reluctant people get involved. There's also a scenario on there so they can see how the game should work. It's super easy, and then the students, if they've got questions they can ask each other, it does get them talking. And then next up, the memory name game. This one can get quite fun. So you pick a student to go first, or you could go first, and that student then says their name, but attaches at the beginning of the name an adjective that has the same starting letter as their name. So if your name was Andy, you might go for, say, Amazing Andy. And then the second person has to say who's come before them and then add their own name to the end. So say the second person, Jenny. She would say, so far we've had Amazing Andy and I'm Joyous Jenny. And then it goes on to the next person and they have to have a go doing the same thing. We've had Amazing Andy, we've had Joyous Jenny, and I'm Marvellous Mark. And it goes round and they try and remember as many people as they can. It can get quite fun, particularly if they get creative with their adjectives. And then we've got Guess Who, which isn't the classic board game, but each student writes down an interesting fact about themselves. The teacher collects them all in, and then as a class you go through the facts, and then the students have to guess which fact belongs to which student. It can get quite fun, and you learn a lot about all the students whilst playing the game. Our slide's got a scenario on there so they can see how it would work in practice. Next up is Would You Rather, which is not part of the Icebreaker Pack, but is available separately. Our slides have got loads of images on there, loads of scenarios that give the students the opportunity to choose one or other of different options. It is a classic game and really does get them talking to each other and to you. And again, you could make it yourself, and there are some freely available ones out there, but ours is really well put together, well thought out, and it's good to go straight away. And last but not least, we have another classic game, Find Someone Who, which is a bingo style activity where each student has a grid with 25 squares on it. The middle square is a free space and the other 24 squares have a description in them. The students have to go around and find someone in the classroom who fits the description in that box. It gets them all talking to each other. I've played this where every student has the same grid, but I find it works better when every student has a unique grid. So in our version, we have provided 100 different grids. There are about 75 different descriptions, so each of those 100 grids is unique. So no student should have the same, and you get a really nice variety as they're going around speaking to each other. All of our Icebreaker packs are available from our website, abacuswhiskers.com, but also on our TES store and our Teachers Pay Teachers store as well. Links are in the description below.